Sorry for keeping you out so late, Mio. I can't take my mind off the curse bearer who is never found. Yoko. Oh, it's no problem for me. I usually work at night anyway. Did you see Yako home safely? Yep, we sent her home in a patrol car earlier. Apparently, she put up quite a fuss, saying she wanted to see things through to the end. What if Mio, this whole time, is actually the final curse bearer? Wait, which one are we missing? Because we collected the Whispering Canal. Are we missing any? Just real quick. Real quick. Thank you. The Feast of Shadows was starting to take effect, so it would have been dangerous. Like, imagine if this whole time Mio was the bad guy. Because it is strange, right? That even though she was there at the school, she didn't get any curse stone. Everyone else who was there, though, did. Well, maybe that's not true. Hitomi was also there, right? And she also didn't get one. I'm thinking too hard. I'm cooking too hard. Let's think. Let's have Erio think for once. So much has happened this evening, but it's still not over. We haven't found the curse bearer of the Whispering Canal, and we still have to put a stop to these curses. A sticker! 8 p.m. With no one around, this place is silent as the grave. No one wants to go out at night in these parts after everything that's happened over the past 2 days. Yeah. Oh, you have nothing to say about the playground, huh? You don't think it's a funky shape? Oh. What's wrong? Next is Detective Erio? What? What? Mio? I can't get my mind off the remaining curse stone, the Whispering Canal, and who the mastermind is. But we have to deal with that thing before I can worry about any of that. How's it going with the 2 talismans? Have you figured out the location of the Record of Fate's Yin Scroll? I have, more or less. When I combined the contents of the 2 talismans, they formed a seal which could be undone. The things inside the talismans that looked like scraps of wood were actually a tiny scroll kept folded up by the seal. Who'd have thought the talismans actually contained the scroll itself? So, that's the Yin Scroll then. What's it say? Well, there's one more seal we have to undo to open the scroll. It's giving me some trouble, so I was actually hoping you could help me out. You're gonna kill me! Okay, unlocking the seal. Got it. Sure thing. I don't know what I'll be able to do, but let me at it. Wow, I didn't expect you to be so eager to help. It's oddly reassuring. Okay, let's see. There are 5 seals holding the scroll shut. I think we have to remove them in the correct order. Each seal has a different design. A carp, a light, a beech leaf, a taiko drum, and a reed. A carp for the Whispering Canal, a light for the Beckoning Light, a beech leaf for the Evergreen Beach, a taiko drum for Taiko of Tsugaru, and a reed for the one-sided reed. So I'm guessing we need to compile our thoughts about what the story actually is right now. Hold on. Okay, so maybe Whispering Canal wasn't completely just out of left field. Maybe that is actually part of it. But that one is about like a kid drowning herself. One-sided reed was about a widowed woman. Taiko was about a... Wait, no. Beckoning Light was about a man who lost his family. So it's like, they surely cannot be connected because they're all missing different parts of their family. Anyway, we should just keep going and get more instructions from Mio. That's what we should do. Remove the 5 seals in the right order. Okay. If we get it wrong, is it going to, you know, go boom? Huh? No, we'll just have to try again. I tested it once already. Oh, you tried it yourself? So brave. You want to tell me which combination you tried? So I can just, you know, check that off the list? I think it's devised so the seal can only be undone if the curses for the rite have already been unleashed. And I think there's a hint to opening it hidden in something related to the curses. Just let me know when you're ready. Oh, I will. I will definitely let you know. Just gonna save here, in case you kill me. Okay, I'm ready. Consult with Mio. It won't explode or anything, so we might as well give it a try. I see. Okay. That's all? That's all you're gonna tell me? Remove the seals? Remove the 5 seals in the correct order. Okay. Okay. Let's go through the stories. Again. With just these 5. So the 7 mysteries. The Whispering Canal. Okay, this is the story. We don't need to listen to the story. We need the resentful memory. Maybe this is Okoma's husband. But it doesn't talk about them having a daughter unless the Whispering Canal is their daughter. Because it would make sense. Because the husband dies first. And it talks about him being a swindler. And this is also the only one that mentions having a daughter. So the Beckoning Light and One-Sided Reed were married. He came across the Onyoji woman because he worked for the daimyo. So, Beckoning Light, One-Sided Reed, and Whispering Canal were all one family. Wait. No. This mentioned Shinkichi. I knew one of the stories had Shinkichi. Okay, wait. Okay, so I think this one is first. Taiko of Tsugaru. Taiko. And then... The guy dies. The beach leaf. Now I'm confused if the reed or the light happens next. Actually, maybe this is second. Because it sounds like he's in the midst of dying. Okay, so next is the light, then the reed, and then the carp. I don't think that was right. Nope, no good. Nuts. I think we were really close though. Okay, so it was the taiko drum, the light, beach leaf, reed, and then carp. Oh. I was so sure. You wanna give me any more hints? Do you recognize any of the things on these seals? They look sort of familiar. Maybe there'd be something in our files. I see. Okay. Guess it makes sense for such an important document to be sealed so tight. It might help to talk things over with Mio if I get stuck. Oh, the seals look like some of the Curstone's designs. That must mean there's some order to the 7 mysteries of Honjo that correspond to them. What if I put it backwards? So I think I figured it out, like, from the very beginning. So carp was last, right? Carp, reed, light, maybe, beach, taiko. That's still wrong. The seal was applied during the Edo period, so it probably has to do with events that took place around then. I feel like she's telling me I'm on the right track and putting them in order. So first is the taiko drum. Then the beach, the reed, the carp. That's Jinkichi, his wife, and then his daughter. And then the light? Wow, you got it right. It's open. It took 5 tries, but you did it. I just needed some time to get warmed up, that's all. Huh. Now we can finally read what's written inside. Let's see. The Record of Fate's Yin Scroll. It is said that Seimon Tsuchimikado, author of the Record of Fates, wrote the Yin Scroll because he feared that the descendants of those involved in the Honjo incident might become cursed and used in the collection of soul dregs for the rite of resurrection. The beckoning light is Seimon, who was rivals with that female Onmyoji. Oh my god, I just remembered. The existence of the Yin Scroll was indicated in a postscript added to the Record of Fates, but its whereabouts are currently unknown. It is believed to have been inherited by a descendant of Seimon. The text has been preserved in the form of 2 talismans held by Hajime Yoshimi and Michio Shiraishi. It contains a full account of the Honjo incident, and the following is written in Seimon's hand. I bequeath this scroll to future generations to be used in the event that calamity should arise from this grievous incident. Those who seek to forestall disaster must gather these 3 items in one place to cast my rite of cleansing and expel all rituals and curses in full. My soul, that is my curse echo. My body, that is a living continuation of my bloodline. My spirit, that is my own consciousness. Well, how are we supposed to collect all 3 of those? His soul, his curse echo, the beckoning light, his spirit, his consciousness, which we could probably summon with like a Ouija board, or have someone possessed by it, and then his body, a living continuation of his bloodline. See, that's where we have problems, because Hajime is dead, Michio is dead. Is Mio gonna tell Erio to go get one of their corpses? But this is a living continuation. Mio is gonna use the Rite of Resurrection, isn't she? She's gonna revive one of them. Is that what's gonna happen? Anyway, the Honjo incident. During the Edo period, a chain of events that occurred around a certain resurrection spell became the basis for the 7 mysteries of Honjo. This is a story that takes place in the late Edo period. There was once a family that lived in a row house in Honjo. The family consisted of a Netsuke craftsman named Jinkichi, his wife, Koma, and their daughter, Toki. They enjoyed a poor but happy existence. One day, they took in a man by the name of Blank, who claimed to be a shomoji. Oh, interesting. He was on the run, having barely escaped with his life from something or another, and wound up in Honjo. The tough circumstances had left him sick and destitute. Jinkichi felt sorry for the man and decided to shelter him. Is it Blank because Seimon would change his name all the time? The stranger was deeply grateful for the kindness and care of Jinkichi's family, as without it, he would have surely died, and told them thusly on the day of his departure. I want to give you my thanks, but unfortunately, I have nothing of value. He paused, then asked, is there anyone you want to bring back to life? It turned out that the man's true name was Tsuchimikado Seimon, a descendant of renowned Onmyoji, and he had been researching the fabled Rite of Resurrection. For his crime in unearthing this forbidden rite, he was chased out by his family, but he wrote down everything about the spell in a book he named the Record of Fates, while on the run. Whoever sought to perform the rite would need to kill people and gather their soul dregs. Seimon had only researched the rite out of the spirit of inquiry, but thought himself willing to use the rite if it was for the sake of Jinkichi's family. However, Jinkichi shook his head. Sacrificing someone is unthinkable. We didn't help you because we wanted something in return, so you owe us nothing, he said, declining the unbelievable offer. Seimon bowed his head in gratitude countless times at those words and left their house. In the same area, there lived an ukiyo-e artist known as Old Man Kanzo. His art didn't sell much, but he often looked after Toki while Jinkichi and Koma were out working. Toki was the other one. Young Toki heard Seimon's talk about the rite of resurrection, but being too young to comprehend it, regaled it to Old Man Kanzo as a story of fiction. Old Man Kanzo, inspired by the story and filled with renewed vigor, put his heart and soul into his next painting. The piece, centered around the theme of resurrection, became an instant hit in town. Jinkichi, being a shrewd businessman, saw an opportunity and jumped on the bandwagon by carving netsuke connected to Old Man Kanzo's ukiyo-e. He made up stories about his netsuke, telling the people that their blessings were connected to the resurrection, and his business rapidly flourished, and that's how we have the little wooden statuettes for the curses. That man unknowingly left us a wonderful gift, thought Jinkichi and his family, but they were unaware of the tragedy that would soon unfold. Before long, word of Old Man Kanzo's wonderful ukiyo-e reached the ears of the local daimyo, and he was summoned to the Lord's residence. But what awaited him was not praise, but cruel torture at the hands of Ashino. A female onmyoji was in pursuit of Seimon. Okay, so Toki was not it. Ashino was working for the daimyo already. It was her who pressured Seimon into researching the rite of resurrection, which she secretly planned to use to preserve her beauty for all eternity, and she was the foot-washing mansion. Ashino took advantage of the fact that the daimyo's heart was weak and frail following the loss of his family, and manipulated him into capturing Old Man Kanzo, the source of the recent rumors about resurrection. "Tell me where you heard of the rite of resurrection," Ashino demanded, as the brutal beatings continued. It was said that the eerie sound of the beatings rang out like the beating of a taiko drum night after night, reaching even the watchtower of the Tsukaru residence. Oh my god. In the end, Ashino's cruel torture secured her the information on Jinkichi's family and the existence of the Record of Fates. The daimyo sent his chief retainer to bring in Jinkichi, and the torture resumed afresh with the new captive. This time, she intended to obtain the whereabouts of Seimon and the location of the Record of Fates. Jinkichi didn't know where Seimon went, but even if he did, he had no intention of telling and stubbornly kept his mouth shut. The torture was pushed too far, and Jinkichi was unintentionally killed before he spoke a word. The daimyo had Jinkichi's corpse hanged from a beech tree and declared that, unable to bear the guilt of the crime of deceiving the masses with false rumors of resurrection, Jinkichi had committed suicide. This too was all part of Ashino's plan to send a message to the common folk, especially the increasing number of those who sought out the rite for themselves. News of what happened to Jinkichi spread, and people lost interest in the rite, wondering if the stories of resurrection were all but a lie. But rumors that the daimyo's word was perhaps not all that truthful spread quickly when a dancer claimed to have witnessed the chief retainer's cold-blooded handiwork firsthand, and Honjo fell into unrest once more. The chief retainer arrested the girl and proposed a deal to put a stop to the rumors. The girl was to say she just wanted attention and retract her story by saying it was entirely made up. In exchange, she would be given a most wondrous stage to perform on. But when the day came, she was suffocated by the mask prepared for the performance. Unbeknownst to her, the mask had been covered in glue as part of the plan to kill and silence her. This one was the Fool's Procession. Oh my god. Now that all the stories are coming together, it's just awful. This is an awful incident. Koma never believed for a moment that her husband Jinkichi had committed suicide. She was certain someone was behind his death and asked around persistently for the names, addresses, and any other information she could find on people with connections to the daimyo. The chief retainer would not allow things to escalate any further and had Tomizo, a Ronin who once served as a spy, go after her. However, she turned the table on him, shouting, "It was you who killed my husband, wasn't it?" Confronted with the accusation, Tomizo flew into a blind rage and cut Koma down in broad daylight. Ordered to take responsibility for his failure by committing seppuku, he exposed the daimyo's plot as he disemboweled himself by the lantern of the soba cart used to give coded signals. With both her parents gone through means unbeknownst to her, Toki found herself to be all alone. One day, late at night, she went searching for her parents and met her doom falling into a canal where she drowned. Meanwhile, the chief retainer had made no headway whatsoever in finding Seimon's whereabouts, and an incensed Ashino decided to set fire to his residence, burning him alive. In truth, all those connected to these events thus far were cursed by Ashino so that their souls would turn into soul dregs upon death, which she had been collecting. All she needed to perform the rite now was to get her hands on the Record of Fates. Sensing that there was something serious at work behind the recent string of strange events in Honjo, Seimon returned to find he was too late. He broke down in tears when he learned of the unfortunate and unnatural deaths Jinkichi's family had met. Seimon realized it was the handiwork of Ashino when he found their soul dregs had been collected, and decided he had to prevent any further sacrifices from happening by confronting her on Hoonji Bridge. What ensued was a fierce battle of spells that endured till the break of dawn, though those who did not know any better only saw what they believed to be eerie flashes in supernatural orbs of light. At the end of the long battle, Ashino defeated Seimon and obtained the Record of Fates, but he had placed a curse upon her foot. Ashino dragged her foot, corrupted and horribly inflamed, and sought refuge at the nearby residence of a retainer and angrily demanded they wash her foot. Ashino died then and there, filled with agony and her foot cursed and rotten. Seimon too, having sustained serious wounds during their fight, died that day on Hoonji Bridge, still filled with regret. However, Seimon came back to life. Knowing that there would be enough soul dregs in place during their confrontation, he had prepared a spell that would activate the Rite of Resurrection upon his passing. Feeling that his curiosity was responsible for the terrible tragedy that had unfolded, he was left with a keen understanding of why the Rite of Resurrection was forbidden and became determined to seal it away. Indeed, the reason he'd resurrected himself was for that very purpose. However, he did not know what had become of the Record of Fates. With nothing to seal away, he instead used the remaining soul dregs to turn 9 of the Netsuke made by Chinkichi into ritual implements to be sealed away in Honjo. He placed a spell so that should someone try to activate the Rite of Resurrection again, all 9 pieces will awaken at once. And to pass the whole truth of these events to future generations, he wrote everything down in the Record of Fate's Yin Scroll and passed it down to his descendants. Meanwhile, the townspeople kept silent about the incidents out of fear of being cursed. However, these occurrences were so strange that gossip about it couldn't truly be contained. Over time, the details became more and more vague as the stories grew into legend. And that is how they came to be called the 7 Mysteries of Honjo. I see. What does it say? First is a detailed account of the tragedy surrounding the Rite of Resurrection that occurred in Honjo back in the Edo period. The whole story of what we call the Honjo incident is laid out clearly. That incident was the origin of the 7 mysteries of Honjo and their curses, right? Yes, the resentment of the victims of the incident turned into curses, which are the curse echoes. The contents are organized like an answer sheet, so it doesn't just give us the information we need. Is there anything else? Yes, here's what we've been looking for. I bequeath this scroll to future generations to be used in the event that calamities should arise from this grievous incident, it says. Whoa, he foresaw all this happening. And it continues. Those who seek to forestall disaster must gather these 3 items in one place to cast my rite of cleansing and expel all rituals and curses in full. My soul, that is my curse echo. My body, that is a living continuation of my bloodline. And my mind, that is my own consciousness. Wow, so if we gather these 3 things in one place, Seimon's Rite of Cleansing will activate and completely negate the curses and the Rite of Resurrection. Oh, that's it. That's exactly what we need. The 3 things are Seimon's soul, body, and mind. It says the soul is Seimon's curse echo. His curse echo? So Seimon himself is part of the 7 mysteries? Now that you mention it, Mr. Araishi said something along those lines before. There's another hint written here. We know he's the beckoning light. My curse echo holds my curse. My curse brings ruin to curse bearers. What kind of hint is that? Maybe it'll make more sense as we keep looking. But will the curse echo still appear if the curse bearer is already gone? Next is the body. The body is a descendant of Seimon's, it seems. Wasn't Yoshimi a relative of Seimon? He and Michio Shiraishi, who had the other talisman. Both of them had already passed by the time this iteration of curses was unleashed. Damn, that's true. What are we gonna do? His bloodline was so split up. There have to be others. Oh, there's another note here, too. Where? Is it a hint? As for the body, seek not only one who bears my blood, but one with strong spirit sense. That could be Mio. Such an individual will be able, if a spirit attempts to possess them, to instead take control of that spirit themselves. So it says. Do we know of anyone like that? I can't think of anyone. Let's move on for now. You really can't think of anyone? Next is the mind. What's the difference between the mind and the soul? In paranormal theory, it's said that humans are made up of soul, body, and mind. The mind is essentially thought to be the part of the spirit that makes up one's consciousness, or oneself. It's like driving. The body is the car, the soul is the control system, and the mind is the driver. I see. I think that makes sense. So, is there a hint for finding this one too? Well, let's see. There's this. Should the Rite of Resurrection be activated elsewhere, so too shall my mind be awakened there. Simon tried to steal away the Rite of Resurrection, but before he could, Ashino stole the Record of Fates. So as a countermeasure to the Rite being activated, he made it so that his mind would be released from the seal. Okay, but what does that actually mean? What it means is, Simon's mind awoke the night the Rite was activated and must be possessing someone out there right now. What? So we have to get that person together with everything else. Alright, so we have to find the curse echo, the descendant, and the person possessed by Simon. Then we just get them together in one place and we'll be good to go. Right, but there is one thing. The second and third ones could both be the same person. Oh, but who could that be? Yoko! It could be Yoko! If it's like how Michio lost her memories when she was possessing Yako, Simon's consciousness might not be aware of who it really is. So if he learned the truth, would he start to act of his own accord? Well, then that person could already be... Oh, hold on a second. Someone's coming this way. Huh? Excuse me, could I interrupt for just a moment? I knew it! Who might you be? Would you buy this empty can of juice I just finished drinking for 10,000 yen? Huh? I'll even throw in these bones from some fried chicken. You can't beat a deal like this. I don't really want them. Don't say that! Come on! They're delicious! Actually, I thought I might just have a picnic right here. Won't you join me? Sorry, I don't understand. What should we do? Well, it's not like we need this exact spot, and we can't do anything with other people around. Let's just move somewhere else. Sorry. We're in the middle of something, so we'll just be on our way. Wait, no! Oh! She still has the Whispering Canal? It hurts. This is cursed. I thought we obtained the Whispering Canal. We were so close. God damn it, Yoko. I knew you were bad.